לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בזכו מיום ליום ישועתו, שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בזכו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בזכו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בזכו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני. ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בזכו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בזכו מיום ליום ישועתו, שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בזכו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו, לכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. שירו
Manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Let's join together. Hinei matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine matov, umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Hine matov, umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This week's Torah portion is Bamidbar, or in English, Numbers. It's the first portion in the fourth book of Torah and focuses generally on the years when the Israelites wandered through the desert, Hamidbar, on a journey of transition from slave to free people, from individuals and tribes to a community united as one. We have all felt at times like we were wandering through the wilderness, but we also know that it is sometimes the road less traveled or a required stop that allows us to look around, and it's what we need the most. As Rabbi Mendel often complained, as long as there were no roads, you had to interrupt a journey at nightfall. Then you had all the time in the world to recite psalms at the inn, to open a book, and to have a good talk with someone. But nowadays, you can ride on these roads day and night, and there is no time anymore. We feel Rabbi Mendel's pain in a very 21st century way, but that is why Shabbat is such a sacred respite, a rest stop to reflect and reconnect with others, with ourselves, and even with the Holy One. And so I give thanks for Shabbat and welcome this day of rest with light. We turn to page 3 in our Sidurim, and we invite up our bar mitzvah, Parker Kane, along with his mother, Alyssa, and his grandmother, Charlotte Pollock, and Faye Spat, to help him kindle our Sabbath lights. Sorry, Faye, you're his great aunt. I didn't,
Before we light? Okay. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle lights.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We turn to page 24 as we welcome each other, welcoming Shabbat, singing Shalom Aleichem.
Yai lai 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 ya lai 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 Shalom Aleichem Malachei Hasharet Malachei Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Moachem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yai Lai 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 Lai. Lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Baruchuni leshalom Baruchuni leshalom Malachei hashalom Malachei elyon Melech Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Seifem LeShalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mimelech Malachei HaMalachim HaKadosh Baruch Everybody Lai 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 Lai
We turn back to page 20 as we make ready to welcome the Sabbath bride, singing Lecha Dodi. We'll sing verses 1 and 2, 5 and 9, and when we reach verse 9, Bo'iva Shalom, we rise as a congregation, turn to face the entrance of our sanctuary to welcome that Sabbath bride, engaging with that Shabbos spirit we feel when we sing together as one. So whether you're joining us here in the Wolf Sanctuary or from your own sacred space, wherever that may be, sing with us, lend your voice and your spirit to make Shabbat come alive. Page 20.
Lecha lecha dodi likra kala Penei Shabbat nekavela Lecha dodi likra kala Penei Shabbat nekavela la 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 lecha dodi likra kala Penei Shabbat nekavela Lecha dodi likra kala Penei Shabbat nekavela Shamor vezachor v'dibur echad Ishmi'anu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shemo tiferet v'litila la 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 lecha dodi likra kala Penei Shabbat nekavela Lecha dodi likra kala Penei Shabbat nekavela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nerecha Ki mekor haberacha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila la 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 lecha dodi likra kala Penei Shabbat nekavela Lecha dodi likra kala Penei Shabbat nekavela Oreri Kiva ore kulmi ori Babechi. Yevol Adonai alayich nigla la la lela lechadodi. Likra kala. Penei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likra kala. Penei Shabbat nekavela. Boi v'shalom ateret balha. Gam besimcha ובצהלה. תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואיך לבואיך. לה 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 לך דודי. לקראת קלה. פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי. לקראת קלה. פני שבת נקבלה.
Turn to those around you and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Let them know you're glad they're here. We continue on page 26 with Chatzi Kaddish as we remain standing through the Shema.
יתקטל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומה וינשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו לילה בין כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה. תמירן בעלמה ואמרו.
We continue on page 28 with the Baruch Hu, and it's my pleasure to invite up our bar mitzvah, Parker Kane, to lead us in the next part of our service.
Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed. We continue on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Bechokma potea she'arim, uvit vuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, sader et hakochavim, bemishmertehem barkia kirtono, bore yom v'layla, galel or mikne choshe, v'choshe mikne or, avir yom umevi layla, Umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai Savaot Shemo, El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid imloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. We continue in the middle of page 32. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We continue on page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, be seated. We continue together on page 36. Ve'afta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha Vishinantam levanecha vidibartam bam beshivtecha beveitecha uvleftecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvekumecha ukshartam leot aliadecha v'chayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha lemon tiskeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kidoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher chotzeit yetem me'eretz mitzrayim liot lahem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet.
On page 39, we read responsively at the bottom. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
With Micha Mocha on page 40.
Yai lai lai la lai la la lai 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 yai lai 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 ya lai 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 ya la 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 lai ya la la lai lai ya la 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 lai. Who is like you, O God? Micha Mocha, Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nehedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot hosef eleh, Nora tehilot hosef eleh. Malchutecha ra'ulvanecha, bokei hayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. One more time, everybody now. Ya la 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 la. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Ya lai 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 ya la lai 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 lai. Ya la la lai lai ya la lai lai lai. ונאמר כיפת אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, קהל ישראל.
We continue on page 42, singing together Hashki Venu, our prayer asking God to protect us over the night.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeiteinu uvoeinu lechaim uleshalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Let's continue together. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim.
We continue on page 44, singing Vishamru, recognizing the beauty of this Shabbat.
Veshamru bnei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat ledorot hamerit olam. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat ledorot hamerit olam. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat ledorot hamerit olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat ledorot hamerit olam. Uvayom hashvi shafar vayinafash, shafar vayinafash, shafar vayinafash. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat ledorot hamerit olam.
We rise for the Amidah, beginning on page 46.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai sevatai tiftachu Yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, Yalalai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol Vezocher Chasdei Avot Veimahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'nechem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Moshiach Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Rab LeHoshia Morid Atal Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofech Olim Umadhir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechayei Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechayei hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kedoshim bechol yom yehalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. Top of page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Together on page 57 at the bottom. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odecha avadecha be'ira na'avod. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one whose mercies never end, O compassionate one whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. We join together on page 60 in our prayer for peace. Together, are we singing it or are we reading it?
No, singing
Okay,
Shalom.
good.
Right?
I
Yeah.
still want to sing it. Great.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Two more times. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
Having prayed for peace in our world, we offer prayers of healing for those who face the future not fully whole. If there's someone in your life, someone you hold in your heart, someone on your mind in need of healing, I invite you to think about them now. Close your eyes if you wish, so you can picture them and whisper their names out loud. We are strengthened by each other's presence, and our prayers are linked together. We offer prayers of healing for those in our own lives, those on our order of service from our congregation and beyond, all those in need of healing. The words from Misha Baruch are on page 252.
Misheberach avoteinu mekor habracha leimoteinu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imoteinu mekor habracha lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Amen. Having offered prayers for healing for those in our own lives, we extend that prayer to offer prayers of wholeness and healing, of peace for Israel, as we offer our prayer for peace between Israel and its neighbors, which you can find on your order of service. And I invite you to rise as able to join us as we share in this prayer together. Rock and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, the dawning of our redemption. Shield it with your compassion and spread over it the sukkah of your shalom. Compel its leaders to act for the good of all who dwell in your holy land. Grant them sound minds, courageous hearts, and compassionate souls. May they work tirelessly to do what is needed to move from ceasefire to sustainable peace. May they invest in a future that brings blessing on us all. Master of compassion, bring security and sustenance to all those who are vulnerable. Comfort all who are displaced and suffering. Protect the innocent wherever they may be. May we never lose sight of their humanity and the spark of God's presence in every human being. Healer of the brokenhearted and binder of our wounds, uproot the hatred, animosity, and distrust of all those who would do harm, and replace them with love and kinship, so that all the peoples who dwell in your holy land find safety and security, quiet and contentment, and an abundance of everlasting peace. Amen. You may be seated, and we invite you to take a few moments now for your own personal prayers.
Coming out of the silence, we join together at the bottom of page 343. Ozi vezimratia. Ozi vezimratia. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi liyeshua. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi liyeshua. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi liyeshua. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi liyeshua. Let's join together. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi liyeshua. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi liyeshua. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi liyeshua. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi liyeshua.
Every morning, while I sip my coffee, I like to read the morning e-newsletter from the New York Times. I definitely do not agree with all of that newspaper's reporting, but I like the snapshot of what's going on in the world that it offers. I most look forward to Saturday mornings when Melissa Kirsch writes the opening essay. It has nothing at all to do with politics or world events, and she often makes me think about my life and how to approach each day in an interesting and uplifting way. About a month ago, she wrote about National Poetry Month and the capricious nature of April. In the Northeast, where she writes, April has always been inconsistent weather-wise. You know, April showers bring May flowers and such. But even here in San Antonio, April also goes back and forth from spring to summer, from sunny to gray or rainy, from hot and muggy to cool and windy. As Robert Frost put it, the sun was warm, but the wind was chill. Know how it is with an April day. For Kirsch, and I think for us too, There's a lesson here about holding multiple things at once. As she writes, I've been thinking a lot lately about the challenge of containing conflicting emotions, conflicting ideas, and the alternately sunny and stormy fronts of the internal weather system. How we can recognize joy without denying that there are difficult things in the world. Things aren't only good or only bad. The psychologist and meditation teacher Tara Brash advises, greeting each experience that arises within us with the phrase, this too, accepting what's there, even if it's uncomfortable. I was thinking about this tension and how it can help us understand this week's Torah portion, Bamidbar. Bamidbar is, as I said before, the first portion in the fourth book of the Torah and chronicles the Israelite journey as they leave Mount Sinai and head toward the Promised Land. But before they do, God commands Moses to take a census, saying, Su'u et Rosh, take a census of the whole Israelite community, by the clans of its ancestral houses, listing the names, every male, head by head. The literal translation of the Hebrew for taking a census is, lift up the head. So, as Israeli Torah commentator Nechama Leibowitz explains, the census was personal and individual, and pressing on us the value and critical worth of each and every soul. Still, it's worth noting that this is actually the third time in a year, according to Torah, that God has commanded a census. And if we were to unpack the 4 chapters of Numbers that are contained in this Torah portion, we would see that there is not one census, but 3 that occur in this counting alone. The first counts the men of all the tribes, except the Levites, seemingly connecting the women and children to the men and their families. That's a conversation for another day. The second counts the Levites, the priests and the helpers who set up the tabernacle and prepare and execute the various sacrifices. But then in chapter 4, God asks Moses to do a third census, counting the Kohathites, a subset of the Levites as well. Who are the Kohathites and why do they get their own census? The Kohathites were the porters. Their task was to carry the sacred objects and furnishings that were part of the tabernacle from location to location. They weren't allowed to pack them up or even touch them, but as we read in chapter 4, verse 15, when Aaron and his sons have finished covering the sacred objects and all the furnishings of the sacred objects at the breaking of camp, only then shall the Kohathites come and lift them, that they do not come in contact with the sacred objects and die. These things in the tent of meeting shall be the porterage of the Kohathites. The Kohathites' job was very specific, very important, and apparently very dangerous. Yet you've probably never heard of the Kohathites before, unless you happen to have been here when I've taught about them before, but you know what I mean. They may be sacred schleppers, but their job is definitely a mixed bag. Difficult, essential, but mostly procedural. It's likely they never even get to see what they're carrying. It was all carefully wrapped up in dolphin skins by the high priests before they're called in to move the sacred objects to their next location. So their burden was physical, but maybe also emotional. We can imagine they were proud, but also frustrated. The people couldn't go on their journey without the Kohathites doing their job, but it's likely that they did the job in a way that few people knew about. In other words, they carried a burden that everyone could see, but it's likely that they also, like us, carried a burden that no one else could know. I have a rabbi friend who sends out a short pre-Shabbos text every Thursday evening. Yesterday he wrote, "In the wilderness, the Kohathites carried the sacred items of the Mishkan, the Holy Tabernacle. What do you carry?" Such a simple but powerful question. I was blown away. Like the Kohathites, we each carry burdens that other people can see. Maybe you have a big job, or you take care of a sick parent or spouse. Maybe like those of us with kids still in school, you're way too busy with the end of the year stuff and getting ready for summer plans. But like the Kohathites, we all have burdens we carry that no one can see. Disappointments and hurts, anxiety, depression, physical illness or disabilities, insecurities, unrealized ambitions. Those burdens are often even heavier to carry than the ones other people know about. And the more we try to ignore them or cover them up, the heavier they feel. To me, it's a good reminder that we all have a lot on our shoulders, that no matter how successful or happy others may appear to be, you can be assured that they carry burdens you may never see. And no matter how well you think you mask it or try to ignore it, your unseen burdens weigh you down too. Of course, Torah doesn't tell us how the Kohathites feel. There's so little emotion in our Torah text. But I think it's safe to assume that they held on to a mixture of pride and frustration, of joy and sadness, just like the rest of us. Conflicting emotions, conflicting feelings are part of life, and it is our ability to successfully hold that tension for ourselves, but also acknowledge it in others, that can help us treat others and ourselves with more compassion, patience, and respect. Melissa Kirsch suggested we carry around a mantra of this too, but I like the reflection of my friend Rabbi Matt Cutler. What do you carry? Ask it of yourself, then ask it of someone you know. Hope that they trust you enough to open up, and then listen. Shabbat Shalom.
We continue with Aleinu, page 283, and I invite you to rise if able.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצאת בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לאחד את שמו, וכוח עלינו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. As we turn to our memorial meditation on page 291, we note with sadness the death of longtime former Temple Beth-El member Marcia A. Katz, wife of Sanford Sandy Katz, mother of Rachel and Josh Bomsey, and Nomi and Brett Solomon, grandmother of Charlotte, Noah, Sasha, and Reuben, sister of Nancy and Philip Kukish, sister-in-law of Dava and Michael Levy and Arlene Goldberg, aunt of Sherry Washburn, Rick Gallen, Lauren Kukish, Carly Dahl, Allison Izzo, Michael Goldberg, and Lisa Goldberg. A celebration of life will be held this summer in San Antonio. Meditation number 6 by Rabbi Richard Levy. It is hard to sing of oneness when the world is not complete, when those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were, in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become, yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives more fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world, and each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one whose life, now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone, and every life finds purpose. Our thoughts turn now to those in our community and extended community. As we mark their yahrzeits, the anniversaries of their death, we remember them. Margaret Allen, Henry Alterman, Aida Arriaga, Ben Benson, Emil Bluestein, Isaac Bodenheimer, Shirley Brown, George Delavan Jr., Pauline Frank Deutsch, Jane Stern Drieben, Shirley Fisher, Meyer Franks, Rosalind Roz Garland Gordon Gates, Heidi Go, Bess Golden, Jose Gonzalez, Meyer Michael Gordon, Rosalind Sandra Gordon, Carol Lynn Halperin, Stanley Hammer Jr., Irving H. Buddy Harris, James Hughes, Dr. Abel Hippolito, Esther Reich Cantor, Francis Kaplan, Nathan Kaufman, Bruce Koppelman, Michelle Curry, Sabra Landy, Janet Marks, Celia Messick, Charles L. Meyer, Jacob Mitchell Meyerson, Donald Muir, Lenore Rubin, Nathan Schlenker, Diane Sterling, Patty Turbo, Mary Ellen Weber, Freda Wender, Mon Ku Wu, Saw Young Wu, Vera Yarborough, Harry Yellen, Nathan M. Welsh. To these names, we add the names of those who've been laid to their eternal rest this past month, whose friends and family are in a mourning period of Shloshim. We remember Deborah K. Badrock, Mark M. Gurovich, Janet Hirschman, and David Bernard Wolf. We also think of one who was laid to her eternal rest this past week, whose family and friends are in a mourning period of Shiva. We remember Carolyn Jojo Capel Davis, mother of Temple Beth-El members Randall and Lainey Davis, and Jeffrey and Gabrielle Davis, grandmother of Nicholas, Colby, Madeline, Paige, Alexa, Jackie, and Audrey, sister of Betty Lou Golden, sister-in-law of Michael Zager and Jane Zager. To all of these names, we add those which are in our hearts each and every day as we rise together as one community for Kaddish Yatom on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'yizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'elam ulmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudesha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to which we say, amen. You may be seated. It is my honor to call forward Terry Glazer on behalf of the board, on behalf of the Board of Trustees to deliver tonight's announcements. Come on up. By this time, you know.
Shabbat Shalom. Okay, good, thank you. Special night. You did a great job up here. Thank you very much, leading the congregation. There might be a job for you. That's all. Who knows? The new guy doesn't work out? I'd like to thank the pre-Shabbat Oneg sponsors, Jason and Alyssa Kane, and for lighting the Shabbat candles. This is an Alyssa Kane, Charlotte Pollock, Faye Spat, and Mazel Tov to Parker Kane for his bar mitzvah journey, and to his parents, Alyssa and Jason Kane, and grandparents, Charlotte and Robert Pollock, and all the extended family members who are seated here today. We appreciate your presence. And to all students attending summer camp, good luck. Was that too emotional?
That's good.
Upcoming events at Temple. Oh, and thank you, Arlene and Claudia Bankler, for handling the duties so well at the front of the temple. Appreciate it. So with upcoming events, we've got a bunch of them. The Beth-Elders at dinner is the 22nd of May. This is honoring our congregants who have been members for 50 years or longer, recognizing their dedication, wisdom, and contributions to our community. Plus, there's Founders Day Shabbat, where we say happy birthday to this building and to our congregation as a whole. Join us as we celebrate the founding of Temple Beth-El on May 24th, 1874, and enjoy a special performance by the Kol Simcha Choir. No registration is necessary. We will also be honoring Lynn and Rabbi Samuel Stahl as they celebrate 50 years with Temple Beth-El. Shavuot worship services going to be the evening, 6:30 p.m. on May 21st, followed by. Okay, thank you. Followed by a dairy dinner and tech study. Shavuot festival worship and Yitzkor at 10:30 a.m. on the 22nd of May. And religious school registration is open. So from preschool through grade 12, our dynamic programs foster community, curiosity, and Jewish identity. Join us in our Beit Midrash, a vibrant house of study.
Salutation. Shabbat shalom. Just for context, this coming Thursday evening is Erev Shabbat, and Friday morning is Shavuot morning at 10:30. And then, of course, that same evening we have Beth-Elders and Founders Day. So Thursday, Friday, it's going to be busy, going to be great. And I know it's Memorial Day weekend as well. Who knew the Founders like Memorial Day weekend? What can I say? Our closing song is Oseh Shalom. Please rise.
Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.